Good morning, and Dr. Sabhabal, for a very interesting introduction. And he requested me to introduce myself before I start. I'm basically an electronics engineer with a master's degree in reliability engineering. I've been a designer, quality assurance head in various companies, and my entry into the IP world is from the technical side rather than the legal or the patent side. Before I talk about the subject, I'm going to focus mainly on IP benchmarking as seen from a practitioner in a company. Dr. Sabharwal gave a overall bird's eye view kind of thing, and I'm going to give a very small point as how we see IP benchmarking and how it affects us. And somewhere along the line, the standards questions will also come in. To set the standard of what I'm going to say, set the context of what I'm going to say, I work for Philips, which is a global giant, which has got mainly three business groups, so to say. They are healthcare, lighting, and consumer lifestyle. And this provides us something like a patent or IP nightmare, because the requirements of each of those is different. In those three, there are something like 80 different business units, and they take care of different products, so that means the nightmare is multiplied by so many more times. This is a company of nearly 125 years of history, and we are a household name in India. We have one of the greatest brand presences in India. Many people don't realize that it's an MNC and not an Indian company, because we have been here for more than 80 years. So with this in background, what it means to us about benchmarking is the competition drives us to be looking at our competitors, over our shoulders, if you please, throughout. Otherwise, we don't know where we are, we don't know where our competitors are heading. So what this eventually leads to is that we have a constant view of what all the other competitors or future competitors are doing in the fields in which we are interested. The competition severity is so much that we are always on the alert, and it has multiple dimensions. There are companies which are operating, inventing in one country, they're manufacturing in another, selling in the third or many other countries. So when we look at what the patent portfolios of our competitors are, we are looking at jurisdiction, in which countries are they protecting their IP, the technical areas in which they are working, or even the product areas, and within that, where is the technical coverage that they have. And this has been mentioned quite often. What is the evaluation of a patent? You look at the age of the patent. If it's still in force after 10 years or 15 years, its value is higher. So we look at that. And then we also look at the trend over time in the way in which the patent portfolios of our competitors are growing. This gives us an idea about where they're heading, and do we need to protect ourselves by developing our own IP in this area. How do we use IP and where does it affect us is that we license IP in many cases through standards, because we have quite a few standard essential patents. We do cross-licensing with big players. For example, in the healthcare industry, no single company perhaps can manufacture or sell a MRI system, magnetic resonance imaging system, or a CT system with all the IP that they have. They are forced to use IP from their own competitors. So there is always an agreement in which we allow each other to use the IP. So that's a very large amount of work that goes on, especially in the healthcare business. Whereas in lighting, it's mainly tending towards standards and standard essential patents because the interoperability between different manufacturers is also becoming a much bigger issue. Whereas in consumer lifestyle, which also includes starting from shavers to cookers and the recent blockbuster in India about air fryer, we look for exclusivity as much as possible. So the way we use our IP differs in these three different business groups. So we will take each one of these, and how it affects us is that if you want to license or even litigate, if you want to go after somebody for infringing your patents, first of all, you have to make sure that your own patent is valid. One of the principles of patenting is that just because a patent is granted, it doesn't mean that it is valid. So even after years after getting a patent, before we take any action in using it, especially against others, we have to revalidate it. That means do a search which is broader. We have done a search before we applied for the patent. The patent offices have done a novelty search. And above and all that, before we use it, we again go and do this. So this is where the benchmarking now translates into the standard. That means, is the patent as valuable as we deem it to be? The other side of it, exactly the opposite, is we are often told that we are infringing somebody else's patent. So the first thing we do is to check whether it is true in the first place, and then whether that patent is actually valid. And then the earlier one that I mentioned in cross-licensing, when we sit at the table and we have to compare patents one to the other, so that the values of our patents is set off against the values of our competitors, or in this case, in the cross-licensing group, to see how much we bring to the table and then how much we get back from the table. So the quality of the patent is what is of extreme importance in this kind of case. So how is this done? Is that we are IP&S as an organization worldwide is 80 years old within Philips. The recent addition to this has been the standards part of it, that itself is already last 20 years. We have 400 people working worldwide seamlessly. We have 26 offices. And we have umpteen number of groups which do all the individual items of work that I just mentioned. So this is the context in which benchmarking, that means the portfolio benchmarking of our competitors, means to us, and where the standard of the patent or the quality of the patent comes into play. I hope this has been a very brief introduction, and then when the floor is thrown open for questions, we will field them, and then if there are any questions, it would be my pleasure to answer. Thank you very much.